pause it. Okay, so we're going to ohm it out. We're going to ohm it. It's on ohms. 200 ohms. So we're good. Ohm it out. See? It's ohming out. There is a decimal point, so it's 0.7 right now. That's it's zoomed out. And it's dropping to 0.6. Okay. These are supposed to be around 5 to be good for ohms. There's ohms. We're at 6 point, right? Instead of 5. It reads about 0.7, 0.8 high. It's a 5. Ready? This is the same as what's reading on mine. Here we go. Fucking screw you, dude. There. 6 point. 5.9, 5.8, 5.8, 5.8. So they're both reading 5. So that being said, let me go to the next test here in just a second. This is and if here I could even do one more. I could even show you. I could get the book out if you'd like to see, so we can look this up, and then we can do it that way. Let me do that really quick for you. Okay, so we got this book here, and we're going to go over here to right here. This is a shift solenoid because we're looking right here. Hold on, just one more page. Okay, we're looking right here, all the way down here. This is what we're looking at, is this solenoid right here. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. This is what we're testing. This is the thing. I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. And then if you want to read it, this is it'll tell you right here in the bottom. It says connect. I can't tell if it's backwards or forwards for you. I can't tell. But then over here, then it's got this, and it tells you the directions right here. You know how to test it. I'll read it. It says disconnect the crutch pressure control solenoid. That's this one. Disconnect that. And measure the resistance between terminals 1 and 2. That's what I did. Or measure the distance, right, the resistance between terminals 1 and 2 of the connector. See illustration. Compare the measurements of the resistance listed in the chapter specifications. If the resistance is out of the specification, for either terminal, replace the solenoid assembly, which is this whole solenoid assembly. This is the solenoid assembly. So let's check and see what the specifications are supposed to be. So let's go back here to the beginning, and it'll tell us right here, the lockup shifts or clutch solenoid, 5 ohms. It says right there, 5 ohms. I don't know if you can see that. It says right there, 5 ohms. See? Clutch pressure solenoid, that's the one we're working on. 5 ohms. So I just showed you we're at 5.8 on both those. Those are in spec because that reads, when it's ohmed out, 0.7, 0.8 high. You know, it's ohmed out. It's 0. It's 0.7 or 0.8 on that. On this one. This is one you get from Harbor Freight. You know, if you have a coupon, you go there and you make a purchase. They do it once in a great while. You get a multimeter. Hey, it saves me $50. It works. So I got that. The next test that I have. Oh, hold on. I just closed the book. So let me open that back up to where that was. Because I'm going to read you the second test that we have to go do to perform whether or not this is good. Because right now, we're looking at that and it's ohmed out. It's good, right? It's good. It's both. They both got. This one has 5 ohms. This one has 5 ohms. That's the specifications. Each supposed to be in 5 ohms. We're good because each one of these is a different harness. So what we're going to do is now. Okay, so that's right. See, if the resistance is out of a specification, either the terminal or replace the solenoid assembly. We're good. We're good there. Second part. Using a fused jumper wire. Using a fused jumper wire, connect the battery positive terminal to terminal 1 and connect terminal 2 to the ground. So the terminals, this is what the terminals are. That's these. That's these plugs, right? That's these plugs. There's a black one and there's a brown one. These are terminals. Inside there's two prongs. Let me see if you can see that. See if you can see that in there. I don't know if I'm gonna get the light and hit it just right. There's two wires in each of them. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I sure as hell can't see it, so I don't think you can see it. Let me see, where's my flashlight? Okay, so see how they have two prongs? There's two prongs in there, so the two prongs, each of them have two prongs. So that's what we have to look at. The one on the right, on my right, the one that's closest to my flashlight, on this side that's closest to my flashlight, that's the ground. So, on both of them. So what we're going to do is we have to fuse it out and jump it to the battery wire. Now what it says when you do that, right, when you fuse it out and you do that, ground 1, ground 2, ground it says you should hear a clicking sound as each solenoid valve is energized. If you don't, replace the solenoid assembly. So I'm reading from the book. I can pause this now. I'm going to go jump under the hood and then you'll hear it with me. I'll show you the setup over there. Actually, you know what? Let me pause it. I'm going to see if I can do it inside the car. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm back. I decided we're going to try it a different way. I got my little jump start thing here. It's not sponsored, so I have to cover it up. It's a little jump battery booster box. So this thing is pretty badass. It actually shows it's at 91%. So I'm gonna take, and I've got my solenoid hooked up. This is one side. You got one side to negative, one side to positive. We're just gonna do that right now. Here's one side to negative. Black is negative. One side to negative. And then I don't know if I actually have to click this on, but we're going to find out here. There should be a clicking noise. Okay, so let me do this. There should be a clicking noise in that solenoid. There's no clicking noise. Okay. Let me do this. And we're going to test the other solenoid. I know you want me to, okay, I'll show you. There's this. There's that one. Okay. We still got the negative hooked up here. Negative wire's there. Black wire's negative. Now this one should be clicking. There's no clicking. You get what I'm saying? These solenoids are bad. That's what I mean. Now watch. Okay? To prove that this is actually throwing out 12 volts, because I know you might be skeptical, I've got my light right here. Okay? I take my light, hook the ground to it. This should light up. So we got 12 volts. So the 12 volts in here does not work. As I was stating in the email, that I hope this helps answer the questions that you were having. And this is how you diagnose a solenoid, a linear solenoid on a 2000 Honda Accord, or any solenoid for that matter. This is how you diagnose it. You just have to know which side is which, as far as which side's negative, which side's positive, so you don't fry the solenoid. But we can clearly see that neither of these solenoids in this here, neither of these clicked. There should be a clicking noise. I wish I had a good one here that I could show you and compare to. I didn't want to pull it off of my car. Trying to think of how we could do that. I could go down out on my car. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, I'm just going to pause it here, and then I'll be right back. So what I'm showing you now is testing the solenoid. I didn't have the solenoid to kind of show you. I wasn't going to pull it off the car because it was going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm basically just showing you where it's. Sorry, it's still wobbly. I'm not used to this, but I'm showing you where it's at on the car. Here's the solenoid. Let's see if you can see this. The solenoid that we're in question is it's right there. It's in place. I don't know if you can see it. It's not that one. It's right here underneath where the flashlight's at. I don't know if you can see that. Basically, it's down there. I got it. Okay. Basically, it's down. I got it. The wires connected. You can't see shit. I didn't realize. Let me see if I can get this down here. Maybe. I'm trying to show you. Here, this is the easiest way. Here's the solenoid, just like I had the wires inside. So just like I had the wires. Just like I had the wires inside the car. Right there is the solenoid. I don't even know where my camera lens is located. See, there's the wires right there. There, you got them going into the harness right there. Okay, right there. Okay. Now you remember the ones I tested inside, the new one. It said they're supposed to be new. In the book it said they're supposed to be a clicking. You're only listening for a clicking. So I brought the wire up here. Here's the ground that's connected to the solenoid that's on my car. Right? That's the ground. This is the positive. So now there should be a clicking. Now listen for a clicking. See, there's a clicking there. So, give me 1 second, we'll go back in. 1 second. So, back to what I was saying. So, we've got this, and then you get what I'm saying? So, this is the one that I was showing you doesn't work. This is the one that was, supposedly new. One of the things that I noticed right off the bat was, see how it has a nice little dent right there? And then how it's all gnarled right here. I thought that was kind of weird, and I figured, well, maybe